Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the new Storm Collectibles SHAO KAHN figure. This is the special super duper edition that comes with the throne that gives zero cares about your collecting space. I don't know if this is going to fit in a standard Billy bookshelf, which I know a lot of people use, myself included. That might be a problem, but we'll see. But this is a pretty cool set. Obviously, it's too big for a turnaround, so we're just going to leave it right here, and I'll start the review. But first, we have to talk about the sponsor of today's video, which is Into the AM. They are the wonderful t-shirt people. That's not their slogan, it's the one I give them. They make the best graphic tees I have ever owned, so I'm always happy to do sponsorships with them. It helps the channel, and it helps you guys get some awesome clothes, because these things are wonderful. They're the best fitting, best looking, best printed graphic tees I've ever seen, bar none. And they come in at a good price. I want to go through their website, show you guys some of the options you could choose from. These will be my personal favorite picks, and then you could use my link in the description below to save yourself some money. You could do some bundling, some other various options. Get yourself some good deals on some excellent shirts. So let's go ahead and take a look at some options here. This is one that I am particularly fond of. I love the coloring, I love the layout of, I'm going to say mostly the same thing for all of these because it's true for all of them, but some of them do stand out to me. This one I do like the design a whole bunch. It's got kind of a comic-y feel, but obviously it's a little more unique. And that's one of the things I do like about these. I'll just add this in. I get compliments on these shirts all the time. If I wear a Marvel shirt, no one cares, nobody notices. But these shirts catch people's attention almost everywhere I go, and my wife steals them too, so she likes to wear them, even though they're a little bit big on her. I'm a big guy, but she likes these shirts too. So anyway, here's another one that is particularly good. It's a little bit more subdued, but I think it's a nice look. And then let's go ahead and just look at one more. This is one of my personal favorites. I like this one. It's super vibrant, but also not like crazy. I don't know how to describe it. It's colorful and punchy, but not like, oh, I need attention sort of thing. And I think that's kind of true for all of their designs. They're super well crafted, at least according to my personal taste, in that they are colorful and punchy, but they're not like screaming, I need attention, talk to me sort of thing, because I don't want that. But yeah, so there's some options for you to check out. Use the link in the description below. It's Into the AM. They make the best graphic tees I have ever seen. Do yourself a favor and check them out. I guess we'll start with a question of the day. How many of you guys are interested in the big throne? Because there is the version without the throne, right? You don't need to buy that, so that's okay. Just curious, did you want to buy it or did you not want to buy it? Was it an expense thing? Was it a space thing? Was it I just don't care about it sort of thing? Let me know. I'm just curious. And I'm sure anybody who works at these companies who's watching these videos may be curious as well. For me, I have to go all in on things. So I did, and here it is. Okay, so let me go ahead and get this guy out of the way. We're going to talk about the throne briefly just so that I can get it out of the way because it's too dang big. When I reviewed Ghidorah the other day, somebody asked me to check measurements so that they could actually see how it'll fit on their shelf. So I'm going to do that as best I can here. Here, I'll just do this. We're about 16 inches from tip to tip on the horns there. And then front to back, we are, let's do it this way. This is a good thing, because I never really thought about measuring things as far as it mattering for a display. 10 inches. I think the Billies are 11, so this might fit on a Billy bookshelf. It'll fit fine in a D12, so that's not an issue. But so I think it'll fit. I think it should be good. And then as far as height goes, we're looking at about a foot and a half inch, 12.5 inches. Okay, so it's pretty big. It's not the best looking thing, frankly. Like, it's fine. We have different bits of paint here for the skull part and for the horns and for the throne. It's fine. There's shading and it looks okay. Like, there's no real issue with it. The thing that has me irked, well, two things. One, mine's missing the chains up here, so that's a problem. You have these skulls chained up on the sides on all of these little chain skull holder thingies. Mine's missing those, so that blows. But here's the thing that bothers me, the blood on the bottom. The reason it bothers me is it doesn't make any sense. Why isn't it on the throne? And why is it going under the throne? This is like a drag mark, it looks like, but it's under the throne. A splatter mark under it. It doesn't make any sense. Honestly, it looks pretty goofy. So I don't care for that. at all. There's no blood anywhere except for on the noggin. Oops, you can't see it. Except for on the noggin up there, and then on the bottom. I don't get it. So it's cool enough, and he can sit on it just fine, so that's alright. It's just, I don't know. What? The blood is just so weird to me. Okay, let me get this out of the way, and we can talk about the figure. Now, I do have bad news, guys. I think I sold my other SHAO KAHN. I did that to Sub-Zero. I was selling all my extras. You guys have seen me do my collection trimming sales. And I was selling all my extras, and I accidentally sold off my Sub-Zero, my MK3 Sub-Zero. And I think I accidentally sold off my SHAO KAHN also. So I don't have a comparison. This guy's a little bit taller, I know that. But I don't have it to show you, unfortunately. If I do have one still, it's buried somewhere, and hopefully I find it, but... Okay, with the helmet on, he's about 22 centimeters. That's gonna be about 8 3/4 inches. Here he is up against Darwin. Quite a lot bigger. Got some meat to him. And I have to say, I really like the sculpt on this guy. They did a very nice job. He doesn't have those slightly cartoonish proportions that the last one had. Same thing with the musculature. It's very detailed, very aggressive looking. It's nice. It's a pretty good sculpt. I like the way they did the harnesses and things. That's all pretty solid. Good detail throughout. I have to say though, for this version of SHAO KAHN, they gave him these weird sandals. Could you think of a more uncomfortable shoe than to have a strap on like 1.5 toes? Oh, that would be the worst, most uncomfortable thing ever. Okay, so anyway, yeah, they did a good job. The whole harness is a separate piece. His skirt's a separate piece, but all the details are sculpted in there. And I like the way they did the shading. You can see it very notably on the shroud part of his kind of like samurai helmet. There's lots of shading throughout. Probably can tell on the red parts here, on the horns also. Yeah, there's just shading everywhere. It looks really nice. A little bit of dry brushing on whatever that's supposed to be. Some kind of scale mail, I guess. Yeah, it looks really, really good. I like it a lot, and I'm gonna say, aesthetically speaking, just the figure, I'm gonna say 9 out of 10. Looks really, really good. Including the throne, since that's what this version is, and you can just buy them separate, so it doesn't really matter. But with the throne doesn't look that good because of those weird blood spots, if you ask me. So, knock it down to a 7. Okay, for accessories. He comes with 2 fist hands on him in the package. Then you get a whole bunch of other hands. All the hands you could want, plenty of hands. For his head, you get the neutral head that comes on him in the package. Then you get one where his teeth are showing and he's kind of snarling. Then you get one where he's yelling. They're all done very nicely. I like that. The eyes are nice and bright so they stand out when you put his helmet on, which is a separate piece. And it's done very nicely, so that's pretty cool. And then for weapons, you get his 2 different spears. I guess they're spears. That's pretty good. And you get his hammer, which is pretty nice. I like that. It's not a floppy hammer. It's a nice, stiff, rigid erect hammer. It's a very good one. Okay, so I'm gonna say accessory-wise, especially for this one, since I'm including the throne, 9 out of 10. If I'm not including the throne, I'm only gonna do 8 because there's no effect part other than the green spear, which is fine, but, you know, it is a review. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the articulation. It's pretty standard fare for Storm, but we'll do it anyway. The head moves around pretty well with the neck. Not the best one we've seen, but it's definitely good enough, and I like it. That's fine. This being a separate piece is nice. I like that. Shoulders move around on that inner ball peg just fine. They go up to the side better than horizontal without even using that ball peg, so that's good. Bicep swivel on this guy. It's a little hindered by the sculpt, as is usually the case, but it works, so that's fine. Double jointed elbows, let's see what we get. Not bad. He's a little chonky, so a little bit better than 90, I'll take it. These are a separate piece, so you can rotate them technically. It's a little tricky sometimes, but they do move. Then the wrists are on ball hinges, that's fine. Torso, it's done the same as normal. There's a separation here. You can see it just above. There you go. But because that's hidden like that, and it goes down really far for the lats back here, which is nice sculpt-wise. You don't even see that cut back there. It makes it harder to articulate his torso between the 2 pieces. You can do it. In fact, he comes crunched over pretty far so that he can sit in his throne. But it's not bad. Like, it still works. And you can do it. You just have to figure out the best place to grab and to squeeze and to pinch and to pull. That's what she said. So yeah, you do get that. It works fine. It's your double ball peg in here. Single ball peg down here. Let's see. It works well enough. For a chunky guy like this, it's pretty good. His belt is connected to his diaper again. I really wish they wouldn't do that. Storm's always connecting things where they don't need to. This is not as bad as sometimes. Sometimes they connect things all the way at the top, like the ninjas had that problem. But that's okay. It's not too bad. It doesn't get in the way. It's nice and flexible, so that's fine. Let's see how the legs work, because we do have the scale mail connected to the leg, and that's so that he can sit in his throne appropriately and it doesn't impede articulation too much. Just make sure you tuck it under his belt. But let's see. Oh, he can kick just fine. It goes out to the side a little bit because of the everything that's going on, but yeah, he can do the this is Sparta kick, so that's okay. And then going back, not too bad. Yeah, that works pretty well. Going out to the side, that squeak is a little concerning, but I don't think it's gonna be a problem. A little bit of oil on there probably wouldn't hurt. Going out to the side, make sure you tuck in everything. You tuck it in, it's not bad. This one's going a little bit farther, so this one probably is catching on something. But it's not terrible. Yeah, you can pretty much get him into splits. I don't know why this one's not going. But it works. I think that's fine for Shao Kahn. He's probably not doing the splits too much. Little bit of looseness, though. Look at that. A lot of looseness. Going out to this side. That got looser as I moved it. And that's not good. Luckily, it's not gonna, like, flop around or anything. Well, it will if I bring it out. That sucks. Well, that sucks big time. So be aware of that. Thigh swivel is fine. Double jointed knee. I really hate it when a figure gets a really loose joint like that. Double jointed knee works okay. And then for the ankles, they're pretty much standard. They go back all right. They don't go forward very far, though. The Storm's starting to give us a little bit of forward range, so I'll take it. Ankle rocker is at a pretty severe angle, but it's okay. And then the toe hinge is nice and stiff. It's well enough located. It's not the best looking thing, but it's all right. Okay, so final verdict for his articulation. It's perfectly acceptable other than that looseness. Everything else is pretty solid. So that looseness is kind of a stumbling block, let's say, for this figure. I would have given it an 8, because he works pretty well for his bulk, but the loose legs is not good, so I'm going to knock it down to a 6. That's too loose. Too loose, not good. Okay, time for a final verdict on this release. It's a pretty good one overall. I like it. I like the aesthetic. It's a good character design, and Storm did a good job capturing it. And yeah, I was checking to see if his arms are long enough. They look short because of this thing here, but they're not. They're where they belong. So anyway, yeah, they did a pretty good job. The loose leg is a problem. The throne's not as good as it could be, but all in all, it's a solid release. If you're even a little bit interested, I think you should probably check one out. I'm gonna give it an overall rating. This is the throne version. 8 out of 10. No. Yeah, I'll do 8 because I like the figure. 8 out of 10. Throne's not that good. Figure's pretty good other than the loose joint. So yeah, that'll do. All right. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, but that's it for me for now. So thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos every day, but Wednesday usually, and thousands of videos already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.